So, assigning an assessment is very similar to assigning a digital resource like a digital lesson or virtual lab. So, let's assign one for lesson 3 of Unit 1. Remember, when you click on it on the left, it opens up the resources for that lesson on the right, and I can click right here, lesson assessment. And now I'm going to give the online quiz. So, I'm going to click the assign box, and then I'm going to hit the A for assign. You have to do both. Then I'll go ahead and put quiz 1.3, and I'm going to push it out to all the kids again. So I have to add all. And then say I'm going to have a formative assessment day, and it's today. So I'm going to set both of these to the same day because I'm going to give it today and say that all kids that are in school are going to take it today. And then I can assign a password so they can only take it in school in case I scheduled it early for any reason, or I don't want them to take it. They heard that they have a test and they're going to take it early in core 1 while they're in language arts. They can't do that for whatever reason. I can either allow them to pause it or not. I can allow them to see their scores or not. I can decide every question by default is always chosen, but say, for example, I preview all these questions and I don't like question 5, I can take that off and save it. So now I only have 4 questions. I have to use the Ohio Learning Standards. They're the only ones that you can use. And I have to have my mastery level at 75%, which means they have to get 3 out of the 4 correct because I cannot change that. I can either yes or no. I can have it automatically prescribe something to do. If they don't get the 75% mastery, it's going to give them something to go and review. And I can also set either yes or no, like no, I don't want them to take this again, or I can yes, set a follow-up assessment to assign customized feedback. So if they missed all the questions, they'll get all the questions again. If they miss 3, they'll at least get 3 again. It makes up something that's supposed to be tailored for that student. Now, these dates have to line up. It has a note here too. These dates have to line up with your prescription and your original dates. So let's say, for example, I'm giving this in one day. They have to take it that day. I'm just going to try to make it easy here. If it assigns a prescriptive assignment, that will show up immediately following the quiz, but it'll give them another day to take the test. So if I assign this for the 9th, it will not let them take it on the same day. I have to assign it and give it between the 10th and maybe like the 11th because my original date is on the 9th. So that gives them a day to do whatever prescriptive lesson the book sets up for me. And then the next day they can retake the test. So I just click save, and it says I'm about to create a quiz. And there is my 1.3 quiz that I just created. Now, if a student does fail it and they have another assessment follow-up to do right here, like I went in and I took this quiz for Lauren and I failed her. So she has both extra help and a follow-up so that you can see that they are put onto my assignment bank so that I can find them in there. So she has a follow-up quiz on 1.4 that's assigned to her for tomorrow, or it says on the 11th here. And she has extra help assigned to her from the 1.1. So what this looks like on her end is in her to-do list. It'll show up. The quiz obviously won't show up because that's for a future date, but in her this is under things to do. So this is what the students see when they first come in to the program. They click on things to do. And now you can see the 1.3 quiz that I just assigned. And you can see extra help. Extra help is always the same. So special prescription is always the same thing. It gives them a copy of the digital edition of the book where they literally get to the lesson. This was lesson 1.1. So it shows up with lesson 1 and she can go through the chapter here. Maybe I never assigned this in the first place and now she has to go back and do it. Or the same way with the digital lesson. Maybe I never assigned the digital lesson at the beginning. I'm only making kids do the digital lesson if they could not pass the assessment. So in a nutshell, that is assigning assessments.